Greetings to my new calculus channel. My name is John Gabriel, and in today's video I'm going to talk about a little bit of knowledge which I revealed to the human race. It's actually quite an important bit of knowledge because it reveals the stupidity, ignorance, and the sheer magnitude of the lack of attention that the mainstream pay to details. So let me begin by saying that the e to the x, is actually a multivariable function. It's not just a function in x. And there are a number of curves that one can derive from using that particular binomial. The number e itself is realized from this binomial, as I'll explain to you shortly. So let's begin. Now, this dotted curve that you see here is the function of e to the x. 1 plus x to the n to the 1/nth is actually a binomial, which if expanded will give you this particular form here. And of course, if we substitute 0 in n, which we can because there's no division in this infinite, supposedly infinite series, there isn't any such thing as an infinite series, but that's what this is called. And we can safely assume that if all the n's go to 0, we will end up with this particular series, which in fact is a series we know to be e to the x. In fact, you cannot have e to the x unless you specifically substitute 0 in n. Let's see how this works. So we begin with a straight line here, which is x plus 1, and we see what happens when we change n in the binomial. That curve begins to resemble more and more. There's no limits being taken here, you moron. Those curves are all there. Nothing's changed. That equation is a fixed equation. See? It doesn't matter what I do. That's fixed. This is fixed. There's nothing approaching anything. They've been there since time immemorial. Okay? The limit is a stupid concept from the point of view of mainstream because there is no such thing as a real number. And I've proved that in my video on Dedekind cuts and Cauchy sequences. But I'm not going to focus on that. There are many other reasons why limit theory is flawed. And I don't entirely reject limit theory. For example, there is an upper bound in most cases, but it doesn't mean that that upper bound is a number. If it's not a rational number, then it's just some incommensurable magnitude. Excuse me, but I'm not going to focus on that. So let me move on because I only have 11 minutes in this video. So if we set x 0, we get the series for e, which is this. To get e, we set x equals to 1, and that's how we get e. But there are many more curves. For example, if n is equal to -3, we'll have that curve. And we can see what happens as we move along. Okay, we have parabolas, hyperbolas, and the parabola, I think, happens when we have 2. Let's just see here. 1, 2. I'm sorry, when we have a half. A half. Let's go to a half. Okay, I've actually got it set in intervals of 1. That's why we're not getting to a half, but I could easily change that. I could just remove this here and say 0.5, and that should take care of it. So let's just see here. There you go. Come on. Okay. All right. And so there we almost. We have back again. There you go. So we have a parabola there, and if we move it along, we see many other curves, root curves and hyperbolas. And so in any event, the region that we're really interested with is only this particular region. The region 0 through to 1, inclusive, because if we don't include 0, we cannot get the e to the x series, okay? So now, I did this only because I am part of a group here on LinkedIn called Mathematical Olympiads, and I posted this comment here, and the first person to turn up and reveal her ignorance, somebody called Wendy Appleby. This lady here. Oops, wrong one. Where am I going? There we go. Wendy Appleby. Now, she may not be a bad-looking blonde, but she's not really very smart. And so without really understanding what she's saying, she gets on here and she says, you're taking a limit there. Listen, girlie, you don't get to tell me what I'm doing, you moron. You ask, and then I explain to you. Grrr. Now, then another moron pipes up here. This time it's Wilson Cheng. I agree with Wendy. Wilson Chong, whatever your name is, mathematics isn't done by agreement. Do you get it, Sonny? And look further down for the comment that will explain to you why you're an idiot. And now suddenly we get this nincompoop, Robert Gamble, some fool from St. Paul area, Minneapolis, who doesn't know a shit about mathematics either. And so what the guy says is, you don't know, it's no way to talk to somebody, especially Wendy Appleby. Oh, you pathetic idiot, you moron. Second, your definition is that, thus f of x0 is equal to that. No, you idiot. F of x0 is equal to e to the x. That's how you get the series, you fucking moron. Do you get it, moron? Yeah, that's right. Listen to me, because you're not even close to my intelligence, you baboon. Okay, and then the idiot comes back even after I've tried to explain. You like to misdirect, don't you? Shut up, you fucking moron. That's all I have to say, and I'm going to post this there, and if Tom's smart, he will not do a stupid thing of booting me out, because I constantly reveal new information to you, to all of you. I am the greatest mathematician, you fucking idiots. Do you get it? If I weren't, I would never have discovered the new calculus. And I'm angry about it because I have such fucking cranks who do not possess 1/10 of my intelligence calling me a crank. Who the fuck are you, you piece of shit, Robert Gamble? Eat shit and die, you moron. Grrr! I could throttle the idiot. Now, that's just an expression. That doesn't mean I am going to do it, but I'm extremely angry right now. Don't provoke me, you morons. Ask the question when you don't understand, because you don't. Well, that's it for now. I shouldn't have overreacted, but I'm actually quite upset when idiots get on forums and groups and talk about things that they do not understand. Shut the fuck up, you moron, and ask a question when you don't know shit about mathematics.